Oh shit. Here we go again.
If there's one thing that we are consistently going back to the well on this podcast, it's the conversation about digital comics, specifically Comixology. And I know that that's what Matt has planned for us today. This was all Matt's idea. He's got impassioned opinions about
Oh,
global comics. I'm not going to
okay.
waste any more time with an intro.
No, that's fine. I do have impassioned opinions about global comics, not so much Comixology. That's more your shtick. I don't want to. I don't want to get into that, but
How dare you? How
it,
dare you call it a shtick?
it's your shtick though.
It's not a
I'm
shtick, man.
I'm
This is my life.
I'm sure we're gonna get into Comixology for sure. We'll get into it, but I do want to put a lot of effort on global comics and that service, and just kind of like my experiences with it over the past couple of weeks. I've tried to try it out, but before we get into that, Dave, I just had like a question. Like, where are you at with like your comic book reading? Like, do you do a lot digitally, or you? I know you still get a couple things like in paper. We know you love flipping through the paper previews manual and the image section, especially. But where are you at with everything?
Man, if it's not digital, I probably am not reading it.
Okay.
I'm being honest.
No, I appreciate that. So this is definitely relevant to you. I am
Like
like a
I'll really just sell myself out here. So at this point, I am only buying DC Connect every month to know what to add to my list of digital comics to read once they hit Infinite Ultra. And Marvel is the same way, unless your comic book is titled Ghost Rider.
no, dude.
That I'm buying in paper. However, the paper shows up and it goes right in the box, and I just add it to my list of things to read on Unlimited in 3 months.
That's legitimately like pretty much exactly where I'm at. Like I get the Marvel and DC just to like kind of know what's going out to see if this will be something I'll want to get into at some point. Um, the only other thing like I really am like reading in paper, your favorite thing, I read the facsimiles in paper because it takes me back to the good old days. And a thing you can shake your head on that, but a thing that you'll be positive about. I am starting to get that Local Man series from Image in paper
I
because
do
like
love that.
it makes sense because it's kind of a flip book. It makes sense. The transition is weird on Comixology. I downloaded the first issue and it didn't translate well. So stuff
Yeah.
like that makes sense. And if I do fall for the occasional variant cover or something, I'll get that. But I normally am reading like at night, so like getting out of light, doing all that. I'm just noticing I don't have paper is not really my future for the time being.
I'm just trying to lay in bed with an iPad, man.
Exactly. So, Global Comics came up. I believe you were having like a Twitter kind of back and forth back in the day with like the one of the creators of this platform or something, and I was like, man, we should like really look into that when it
So what
becomes
happened
online.
was you actually tweeted about Global Comics
Okay.
and their upcoming app, and I quote tweeted it, and I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how usable
Yeah,
the app is. Like, well,
that's right.
let me let me get a handle on
Yeah.
the UI first. Let me see what that's like, and then we'll crown them.
Got you. That's right.
You
That's
want to
right.
crown them, crown their asses.
Exactly. You got to slap your microphone if you're going to do
My
that.
my man,
But
my man Denny.
yeah. But you were like, then they're like, we're like, we'll prove it to you. So like, it was like your thing was kind of snarky, and
He was
like,
kind of coy about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
He was like,
exactly. I love it.
we'll have a usable interface with
Yeah.
like a smiley next to it. So
Yes. So I don't want to bury the lead, but Global Comics from the top, I found the experience to be pretty good actually, but I do have some criticisms for sure.
we'll
But
get into that.
yeah, for
I think
sure.
maybe Global Comics is.
Yeah. So Global Comics
Some
is
people might not know.
yeah. So Global Comics is a digital comics platform. I would say honestly to rival Comixology. It is Comixology's been around for years. I mean, it was an independent company before it was consumed by the evil empire of Amazon. So like there are definitely some foundational things that need to be built upon on this platform. But it is a new digital comics platform. the thing I really like about it is it specializes in getting royalties and payments to like the creators. Like that's something that, and they're very like transparent about that on the website. When you go on, it talks about the creators. There's a lot of tabs for the creators at the top, and just not just the customers as well. So like,
did you look at how they pay out
I
to
didn't see how they
creators, like how it
monetize.
actually
No,
works?
I did not see how they monetize.
It's actually it's very creator friendly. So if you are a comic or a Global Comics Gold subscriber, and over the course of your 1-year subscription, you read 100 pages of comic books. Just in total, you've read 100 pages.
Okay.
You read 50 pages from publisher A, 25 from publisher B, and 25 from publisher C. 50% of your subscription fees go to publisher A, 25% go to B, 25% go to C.
Really?
So based on the reader's activity, they will pay out royalties to the publishers on pages read.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fair way to do it as well, too.
It is. Obviously, they're not getting, it's not 1-to-1 because a lot of the subscription fee you're paying, Global Comics has to take to run the website. A little bit
of a cut as well,
to pay to get publishers to offer books for free, etc.
Yeah.
So, it's not like 100% of your subscription fees are going straight to publisher or creator. That's not the case. Global Comics has taken their cut, and I'm sure it's substantial enough that everyone's making money. But yeah, it's a pretty cool profit share that they have set up, in my opinion. And a lot of what Global Comics really rests their laurels on is they are the creator-friendly digital platform. Like, small creator, if you and I wanted to make a comic book and publish it, the easiest way for us to do that, and probably the easiest and fairest way for us to get paid for that time, would be to partner with Global Comics, is what they want you to think. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I don't make a comic book.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Thanks for doing that research. I did not do any of that background on the payment piece.
Oh, so I've done more than just that, my friend.
Well,
I've come secret prepared.
I didn't know you were coming prepared with receipts. All right. So let's just talk about some of the good. So, is it a good thing?
Are we talking just app?
I'm talking, I have multiple bullet points. I'm not on app yet, so I'm on subscription.
Okay.
So the subscription is for the gold tier, which I subscribe to for a month. I didn't do the year plan, but I wanted to try it out for a month. It's $7.99. The thing I really like about this plan, unlike, and me and Dave were literally just talking about this week, but it's $7.99. You have access to everything that's on the platform. It's not like Amazon or Comixology when you go on and it's like, is this Comixology Unlimited? Is it Prime Reading? Is it Kindle Unlimited? Like, it's just $7.99. If it's on there, you can read it. There is like
that.
I'm pretty, everything was on there readable.
In my research, some of what I was reading, they were talking about like gold subscription versus paid to read, and it sounds like there are things that are not accessible with a gold subscription. You'd actually have to pay to read, like Comixology Unlimited.
Like pay for each individual issue? Because I paid $7.99 for whatever that unlimited subscription is, whatever their equivalent is, and I can read anything. Are we off base here? Are we off track?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't spent enough time with it to find out for sure. No. But unlike you, I paid for the year.
Oh wow!
Your boy went in.
Okay, wow. You went
you know
hard.
Why?
No, I'm pretty sure.
You know why?
Why? No, I don't.
They added Image. Image is now affiliated on. That's got me for a year. A year of Image. Let's see what happens. There's only 350 something books for Image that are available. It's a very slim selection. It's like a lot of just volume ones of things, a compendium volume 1.
Yes.
Trade paperback volume 1. You're not getting complete series for the most part.
Yes.
But we'll ride it out and see for a year.
So I believe I'm correct with the $7.99 price, because like that's the pro level or whatever, and that gave me access to everything on the app that I wanted to read.
Okay.
Right. I'm sure
maybe I was reading something different or misunderstood it.
I'm sure there's a free tier or something, but like the one I paid, whatever, that was the only subscription there was $7.99, so that's what I paid for. So
what's go ahead. Sorry.
Now my next thing is going to talk about the publishers, but go ahead about the subscription.
Okay. So if you subscribe annually on the desktop site or the mobile site,
Yeah.
It's $90 a year.
Okay.
If you subscribe annually through the app, it's $110 a year.
Yeah. So do it through the computer then.
I don't understand why we have a price discrepancy, first of all.
Well, we can talk about that disconnect a little bit later as well too. So publishers, you
All right.
already talked about it. So like Image, a lot of Image stuff is on there. The Invincible Compendiums, I was reading volume 3 for our read through, like getting ahead for the next stuff on there. There's Top Cow, Boom Studios, which is a big one. That Something's Killing the Children stuff, Berserk, and Power Rangers is on there. AWA is a publisher I like, and Ablaze is another one.
Source Point.
Source Point with that like John Wick Good Boy series, which is about like John Wick with dogs. And there's other publishers, like I like the publisher Merc Publishing. All their stuff is on there because they're like a smaller independent publisher. Like none of their stuff is on Comixology, but it's on this platform. So this kind of makes sense. One thing that like you talked about previously, like there's not a lot of newer content on there. Have you checked out, for us, have you checked out the Power Rangers series though?
Mm-mm.
The current Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series is 1 month behind on this platform.
Oh.
And you can read it for like whatever that yearly, it's 1 month behind.
Yeah.
On Comixology right now, if you got Comixology Unlimited, the one on Global Comics is issue 111. The one on Comixology Unlimited is 100. It's 105. So you'd have to pay for the other 6 issues to get pretty much current. So for me, even if just for Power Rangers, like this subscription is worth it for me to just read it on here each month.
I don't know about that, but
I mean there's
even if you pay $90 for a year, they only release 12 issues, so
yeah,
it's $36, man.
No, there's tie-in series that are also on here. There's like 4 or 5.
But there's not enough to get you to $90. I used to read Power Rangers. It's down to one monthly book. They do that Power Rangers Unlimited thing here and there. Like you ain't getting $90 without just Power Rangers. You got to read more than just that.
All right, just got cuss. Fans, this is what I deal with on a daily basis.
Put it in your Excel sheet.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis. Obviously, I'd read more than Power Rangers, but that was a little hyperbole on my part, so I just got put in my place. It's okay. Yeah. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. So
sorry.
yeah, I think just closing out on the publisher's piece, and you can add whatever you want. I think yes, you're right. There's not a lot of like maybe really current Image. Like there's some weird stuff going on because like Rogue Sun, for example, they have the first 2 volumes of Rogue Sun in there. Yeah. First 2 volumes I saw on Rogue Sun. Dead Lucky, Volume 1, but no Radiant Black. So like stuff like that. Spawn, they have the Scorched book, they have Gunslinger, and King Spawn, but they don't have the regular Spawn book. So like it's hit or miss with stuff like that. But I think all in all,
interesting.
You can find value there for sure. I'm done with publishers. If there's anything you need to do.
No, I mean you really. I'm paying because of Image, and I'll see what they do with this partnership in the short term. Short term being the year that I've subscribed.
Yeah.
There are some call outs on their website about Marvel and DC, and they always say we don't have Marvel and DC yet. So I know there are likely plans to get Marvel and DC books on there, the same way Comixology has Marvel and DC. So I think that'd be great. I don't necessarily think I need them there because I have Infinite Ultra and Marvel Unlimited. So I probably don't need them there. However, for some people that don't read a lot of Marvel and DC and are more independence focused, this might be the right unlimited app for them should they start to get those publisher stuff on the site. But who knows how much they'll actually get.
For sure. It's like, why would they put their stuff on this platform when they have their own independent thing to make their own money? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It would be nice if there's some IDW on there.
That would be huge. That would be huge if that was on there.
But I'm hopeful that once the licensing stuff gets finalized and sorted out with Skybound and Transformers and G.I. Joe, that some of that older Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff that they now own will make its way onto Global Comics. That'd be really cool. I would appreciate that.
For sure.
I'm hopeful for the future. I think off to a good start.
For sure.
Pleasantly surprised with there's a lot of Valiant on there too. I don't know if you
dude, there's a lot. I forgot to mention Valiant. There's a lot of the older, like even like the 2011, 2016 Valiant stuff is on there. Yeah. So good. Did you read on the app? Did you do anything like the reading experience? Did you read and check anything out at all?
Yeah, this is where I'm going to kill him. Yeah,
okay, go ahead. If you're going to kill him here, or do you want me to say positive?
I'll let you.
So the positive.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Just talk about what you want to talk about.
All right. Well, we can just talk about.
You spent more time with it than I have.
We can talk about the experience, and we can go. We don't have to do it like our Invincibles. We can talk about the good and the bad, I guess. Like, so for me, the app is very quick and responsive, which I like. Like, it's very fast to go through pages. The one thing that I do have, it's a positive and a negative thing, I guess, is it's a web-based app. So that's a positive thing. The negative thing is it's a web-based app. There's no way I have not seen any way where you can download like a digital copy and have it on your device natively. So like, I don't know what happens if you're on a plane flight and you want to read, on your iPad. I don't think you can do it with this app. I'm not sure though. I'm hoping that's an update that comes somewhere along. I mean, I messed around for like 10, 15 minutes trying to find a way to download these comics and I couldn't do it. So I'm assuming this is purely a web-based app. I could be wrong, but that was my one kind of negative thing about the reading experience that I really didn't like. There are multiple views. I'll let Dave do this. I don't know if he did it, but I believe there is a guided view, but I don't use it. So like the view that I used was just a regular view, but also they do the one thing that I've wanted Comixology to do for years because Comixology has great scans. I want you to be able to fit the page to the width of your device and not have giant black bars on the side. In this app, you can do that. So you get a majority of the screen a little bit blown up, so you'd have to scroll down to the bottom of the page, but you're really using the real estate of your device. So if you have an iPad, or like me, I have the 12.9, like the Pro, really big screen, it makes reading just really nice on the device. So that was one thing I really liked. Another thing I'll talk about, and then I'll turn it over to Dave, is the functionality of making lists. So when you add a title, you can add the title to like currently reading. There's like an on hold, or there's something like really read later. There's even like a dropped list or something, so you can keep track of titles you don't like. I know that's very like maybe a lot of minutia that a lot of people won't use, but for someone like me who has like crazy OCD on stuff like that, like I kind of like that. Like, here's what I'm actually reading. Here's things that's like on deck, and here's like my reserve list of just everything. So I did like.
I honestly think most people want to do that. Most comic fans want to do that. I mean, that's we've talked about that before. How Comixology is just atrocious in that regard.
It's just like everything.
Managing your library. I want to archive things that are just I'm never going to read again. I wish I had never bought, or I got like free codes for it. I just want them out of my library view. As far as I'm concerned, if my Comixology library was in paper, there's a lot of books that I would have set out at the curb by now. Yeah. And I can't remove them from the damn library. It drives me insane. So I love how much customization you have in the Global Comics library and add to library stuff. I thought it was weird when you add a title to your library, like there's a default setting to like email me about updates to that book. I don't ever want you to email me about this ever. I don't need Global Comics sending me like 30 emails about any. I'm an avid reader. I'll find out when I find out because I'm probably looking.
I've subscribed to their thing where I get an email when they update like a new book hits. Not like each individual title, but like I'm just trying to see like is some new image hitting or something. Like I get those emails, and it's pretty frequently. I'm not going to say it's like 30, but it's like maybe one every couple days or something like that. So
so I did sign up. I signed up for those alerts. The global like update me about publishers I follow. That I want.
Yeah.
But the default setting for adding a book to your library is email me about this book, and that's just too much.
Yeah.
I like that the option is there. I just I haven't looked in the set. I'm sure there's an option in the settings to turn the default to don't email me.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet.
For sure.
There's things that I really, really like about the UI in this app. It's very easy to search. It's very easy to find what I'm looking for until if I want to go and browse what Image has available on the site. So I am on the Image Comics thing. I'm landscaped on an iPad Pro. I got the 12.9, just like you.
You got that 12.9. All right.
And there's a lot of real estate on the screen, but the browse titles thing is the skinniest little bar on the right hand side of the iPad.
Yep.
And what that tells me is that it's optimized for a phone, not for an iPad. And I didn't even arrive at that first. I was laying in bed looking at this thing with my girlfriend, and as soon as that happened the first time, I was like, ugh, I don't like this. And then she rolled over because she was like on her phone, like shopping or whatever, or watching TikToks. I don't know what she was doing. But she rolled over and she goes, oh, it's like it's just made for phones. And I was like, oh, yeah, I bet you're right. Which that's fine if the first version of the app we focused on mobile phones because there's data that suggests majority of our users are going to be reading on a phone, and that's what we'll build the first app for. But at some point, you got to give me iPad support or tablet support for the app because a lot of people read on a tablet. And I'm not going to kill them for that because I'm sure it's coming. What I will kill them for is guided view or lack thereof. So I tried to start reading Something is Killing the Children, Volume 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like poking around in the view options, and I'm going into the settings. I'm leaving the book. I'm going to settings. And then in settings, there's an option that says panel by panel. So I would turn that on. Then I would go back to the book, and then it still wouldn't panel by panel.
Okay.
So then I would go back into the view settings in the book itself, and there'd be no panel by panel option there. I did this 2 times before I finally realized something was wrong. So then I Googled Global Comics guided view panel by panel, and my reaction was, bro, they KO'd me. So earlier this year, I found like a press release or an article from earlier this year where Global Comics actually stated that they temporarily disabled the panel by panel view to optimize the experience. So it was on at some point, and I didn't do too much research into this, but I'm assuming that the experience of their panel by panel was not great, and enough people were upset that they realized they had to turn it off before they damaged the brand any.
Yeah.
So I respect doing that, doing the right thing, and optimizing this before turning the functionality back on. But I cannot read without it.
What do you mean you can't read without it? You can read without it.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
You refuse to.
No, my brain wouldn't do it.
So
I don't want that. I want guided view.
I appreciate you supporting the brand that you're not going to read anything on it. You're voting with your wallet. You're really, you know, you're.
It's not that I'm not. I can't, dude. I can't do non-guided view comics on my iPad. The whole reason I like reading on my iPad is that the book takes me through each panel, and I don't have to do any work. I just I'm passively reading, and all I'm doing, I just tap. One finger tap, and it takes me where I need to go next. If I want to do all this zooming and pinching and slide, I will just pick up the paper off the shelf and do that with it, you know?
I get it.
And this is I know this is a me problem. I understand this is a me problem. I understand this is a me problem, okay? However, I've said this before. The purpose of technology in our lives is to make them easier. And now that I've had the taste, it's not
Yeah.
even the taste. This is now the norm. This is
Yeah.
my everyday. This is what I'm used to. To have that taken away, can't do it. I want to do it. I don't think I can do it.
No,
Also,
that's yeah, good.
that's my big downer.
Okay.
That's my big downer. But also, I cannot figure out how to get into a specific title to see what's available for that title.
Yes.
Like,
So
I had no idea that more than one compendium from Invincible was on
yes.
the app.
Yes.
I still don't know how. Can you
Yeah. So
tell me how?
that whole sliding so I mean the easiest way is if you click on the title. So like if you click on the title, it'll go into the title. It'll have like I'm looking at the book Nemesis right now. So that says like Nemesis Reloaded, Nemesis up top, and Image Comics below. If you click the top Nemesis, it's going to pull up that slider menu you hate, and then then you can see the releases in that specific title on the side. That is a huge downfall to me. That whole sliding menu that you're talking about, like same thing. Going through and trying to find all the image titles, like it's worse than Comixology. Comixology at least has those little boxes where you can scroll through and see. This is just like a list that you have to sort. Like this is my biggest issue with this service right now is like
that whole thing's got me going.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way!
Can't do it.
It's that. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. I think we're trying to be fair to this platform. I think they did a great first outing.
Phenomenal.
But things like that are just someone has to know that like that's not the best experience to find books. Like it's just not. I would really like a page where I can look at publishers. Like there's a publisher page, but it gives you like 10 or 15. Give me the whole list so I can scroll through and see who's there.
Yeah.
Like that Merc Publishing, it's a very small company, but like I found that through just like I don't even know how I found it to be honest, but like you need to have more stuff than that on your list.
I'm with you. I actually really want this to succeed.
Yes,
which is why I did the year. For two reasons. One, I want to be along for the ride as progress is made, and I want to speak with my wallet. And what I'd like to say is, I hate Comixology and I don't want to use it.
Yep.
So, please,
I agree.
Please, Global Comics, at least put up a good fight. You don't have to dethrone Comixology.
No, not at all.
Because you probably aren't going to be able to, because there's too much money in Amazon's wallet to, if you get too close to beating them, they can just buy you. And I wouldn't blame you if you took the money if it gets to that point. However, I would really love a real alternative to Comixology, and I know a lot of other people would too.
I think one of my last positive things, this service of the web. Did you mess around on the web at all? I'm sure you probably just used the app.
I've gone to the website. I've done desktop quite a bit.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I'd go and check and see if they've added Image or any other publishers that I'm really into. That was the thing that was holding me back from subscribing. So
the desktop,
not that Image
it's not
is there,
good. Like,
but yeah. I mean, it's not much different than the app, which is the problem, because as you said, it's a web-based app. They didn't build a custom app.
Yeah. So there's something.
Or if they did, it's not different enough for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And making an app is difficult, and there's so much you have to consider when you're thinking about UI and UX on an app versus a desktop site. Everything functions so much differently, and traditionally speaking, people that use your app and have your app downloaded, and I'm speaking from a retail lens because that's my experience in the e-commerce space, typically those app users are your most loyal and highest converting customers. and you should be putting a lot of effort into making sure that that app experience is the best thing that it can possibly be, because that's where all your most loyal customers are going to go and likely stay. They're less frequently going to be using a desktop app or a desktop site. They're going to stick to the app.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Comixology had the same problem. You know, when the Amazon merger happened, you know, we used to just do everything in the Comixology app. And then there was this weird, like, you can't buy on the app. You have to go to the Amazon.com Kindle store or Comixology store. There was no basket. Like, they had
So
such
okay.
a high functioning one-stop digital comics app, and then they ripped it apart. And look what's happened. The domino effect of that is that their most loyal users, people like you and I, are desperate for something to replace that experience.
Yes. So the one thing I will...
All right, that's enough. No more pontificating. I'm done. Sorry.
No, the PC side, like, the reading experience, I'll say, just quickly, scans are beautiful, full page, like, you can scroll through. My main problem is you can't zoom out at all. So, like, if there's a big one-page splash, you're screwed. You got to scroll through. And, like, for me, that's kind of a train wreck on reading on the PC is something that I do relatively frequently. One thing that I did like a lot, there are DRM-free downloads for some of these publishers. Image specifically. Boom. You can download, if you want to pay for it, extra, obviously, I could download and have digital versions of my Power Rangers comics, which is something I've talked about, like, what happens when these services go away? Do I actually own this material that I paid for? This app, if I want to pay... Huh?
You don't. You own the digital rights to view it. Same as a digital download of a game.
Not if you download a DRM free copy. You can download DRM free.
But to answer I know what you're saying. Like, do I own it? No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't when you pay the $100 or the $7.99 a month. You're leasing the material to read it. You can buy the DRM free copies. They're normally full price, so you're not getting a Comixology $1.99 discount. You're paying $4, but if you pay $4, you own the rights. You can download it and keep it on your hard drive. So, you know, as someone who has seen Transformers and G.I. Joe comics disappear, if they ever do go back on here, especially G.I. Joe, you can bet your bippy I'll pay $200 for all of them. I don't care.
Bippy.
You can bet your bippy I'm going to pay $200. You know, what is it? You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. I almost threw a fit when I watched G.I. Joe comics. If they go in here, day one, I don't care how much they are. I'm buying them, so I have them.
You know the vultures are circling around the corpse of IDW right now for Ninja Turtles 2. Like,
you think so?
Somebody's waiting to swoop in and take that. That's the only thing keeping that company going.
Yeah, it really is.
The stock price is still under $1. Like, they're not gonna last.
If they didn't hit on Last Ronin, it would be over. Like that, they're lucky they made some money off of that, or it would have been over. But yeah, so I guess in closing, you came correct. You came with some research. I appreciate that. I downloaded this. I paid the $7.99. I immediately canceled Marvel Unlimited. I don't need all these subscription services. I have Marvel. I have the Marvel books I really want. If I want them, I will fund the Evil Empire Comixology and read it, or I'll just download Marvel Unlimited for a month. I'm to the point, I'm just like done with all these subscription services. I can pay for them. I'm smart enough to get them for a month, do what I need to do, dip out, keep the ones I want. But this is one I'm going to keep because I want to support, like you said, I want to support this company and hope them hopefully get off the ground. I have been reading way more DC, so I still have DC Infinite Ultra. I read DC like every month, so that one makes sense for me. But Comixology Unlimited, gone. Marvel Unlimited, gone. Don't use it. I have more than enough here, and I have a big enough backlog, and I have a lot of paper I can catch up on. So overall, I'm going to say give Global Comics a shot. I think it's pretty good. And the one thing that's encouraging, I have seen more updates from this company in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks than I've seen in Marvel Unlimited and DC in like years. They're always updating something. Like I feel like there's an update once a week, which is awesome. that shows that they're progressing and they're learning and they're getting better, and I appreciate that as a reader and a customer.
Yeah, man, I agree. I say it all the time. Speak with your wallet. And so many people were pissed off about what's happened with Comixology, us included.
Yeah.
That if you want an alternative, you have to support when the alternative is being made available to you. Nothing is perfect when it launches. And I mean, you see it with video games all the time now.
Oh my gosh.
The iteration that occurs on a product after launch will take time, and it will take money, and it will take support and growth of a user base to enable those time and money activities to occur. So I agree. I think we should all be giving Global Comix a shot. It's the best thing to come, and probably put up a real fight to Comixology if they can get a few things. Give me the panel by panel back, expand the offerings of some of the publishers, maybe even expand some of the publishers that we're offering. I think we might have a winner. I'm super excited about all of things Global Comix right now. I'm fully on board.
Go get them.
All right, so it's about that time where I ask for all of you to share the podcast with a friend, a coworker, someone you know that likes comic books. Share it on Instagram, give us a review on Spotify, whatever. It all helps grow the podcast, and growing the podcast means it's easier for us to keep doing the podcast. So we'd appreciate the support if you feel like offering it. You can also follow us on Twitter, and you can follow me on Threads. All our handles will be in the description of the episode, and we'll be back in, I don't know, a couple of weeks with an Invincible episode, or maybe something a little more Halloween themed. Who knows? There's still some time left in October. So until next time, my name is Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Take care of yourselves, everybody.
Peace.